I do touch it.
Hey, everybody. How we doing this afternoon? We're here for 2 o'clock live. 2 o'clock live. We're here for 2 o'clock live. I got a comment already. Hey, Saida, how we doing? We're here for 2 o'clock live. I got some good topics. I got a good topic. We're going to talk about today. I'm going to share with you how much it costs you to day trade, to be a day trader. And there's 2 ways to do it, one of which I recommend, one of which I do not. So let me go live over on Instagram, one of which I do not. So I'm going to talk about that in this discussion. We're going to talk about how much it costs you to go live. There's 2 ways you can do it for under $100. I want to tell you, I recommend one of them and I don't recommend the other one. Yeah, I don't. Share with your friends, please. Pass the word. Tell folks that we're here, that we're, hanging out for a little while today to talk about how much does it cost to day trade or to be a day trader. Can you day trade for less than $100? You can. What's the best way to do that? I'm going to share with you in this video. Okay. So the first thing we want to talk about, first of all, is what is a day trader? Because I think we have discussion. I think we have views of day trading that may or may not be accurate, right? To be a day trader means that you're opening and closing trades every day, that you're trading things for the day. You're opening trades and closing them on the same day. That's what a day trader really is. Day trader doesn't automatically mean that you spend the entire day sitting in your chair looking at your screens. Just because you're a day trader doesn't mean that you're trading, looking, that you're in your chair focusing on the market the entire time the market is open. That does not in itself a day trader make. Some day traders do that because they've got trades going or whatever, and they are watching their trades for, to be a little closer to them what's going on. And if you're buying trades, buying options, you do need to be paying closer attention to your trades. But there's some people who are buyers who open a trade at maybe 9:30, 9:35, and they close it by 10, 10:30. They're done for the day. And they would be called a day trader because they're trading in and out for the day. But that in itself is not, like, you don't have to do all day. That's the thing. I think people are caught up on day trading requires you to be in front of your screens all day long. And again, for some people, you are in front of your screens a longer portion of the day. If you've got trades on, good morning, good afternoon, Miss Deborah. If you've got trades on a longer portion of the day, or you're having to watch things, then that would be, that would require a little more time in your seat. But you don't have to trade like that. You don't have to do that as a day trader. Day trading means you're opening and closing trades in a day. That's what a day trader is, right? You're opening and closing your trades in a day. How much does it cost you to day trade, though? How much does that cost? Is that expensive? Does that take a lot of monies to do that? Well, one thing I love about the stock market, one of the many things I love about the stock market is the fact that you can trade at whatever level suits your needs. You can trade at whatever level you need to be trading at. So if you're one who has $100, then you trade at the $100 level. If you have $1,000, you trade at the $1,000 level. If you have 5,000, 10,000, whatever, you trade at the level that you are. That's what I think is wonderful about it, is that you're trading at the level that you and your money, first of all, that your money will withstand. And you're trading at the level that your knowledge will withstand. If you don't know about certain things, then don't be trying to trade stuff you don't know. Be trying to trade what you don't know. Just operate in your bounds. There's ways with you can pick one strategy, work that one strategy over and over, rinse and repeat, make money every single day. You don't have to know all of this. It's great if you do have more things in your toolkit because it gives you more things to work with. But you don't, you want to trade at the level of your knowledge, the level of your skill. Some people are all in on, very deep on technical analysis. They have a much wider or broader knowledge base as it pertains to those kind of things. And if you don't, then you trade what you know. Trade what you know. And if you want to know more, you go learn more. That's how we do that. But you trade and you learn more. So day trading. And when this is all over, I'm also going to talk about stock that we trade every day in the afternoon. I'm going to talk about that so that way you'll see how you can be a day trader if you'd like to be, using a strategy that doesn't take a whole bunch of money. Yeah? Okay. So if you're trading, there's two ways you can day trade, in my opinion. You can trade as a buyer, day trader, or you can trade as a seller, day trader. You can trade as an options buyer, as an option seller. Two different sides. Y'all know I'm a seller coach, so I talk about stuff as a seller. That's where we are with that. I'm talking about it as a seller. But let's talk about if you were a buyer. There's so many stocks now that have zero DTEs. Zero DTE meaning that there's 0 days to expiration. Zero DTE. I was going to type in a comment and I went off the screen. Zero DTE means 0 days to expiration, which basically means it's expiring today. SPY now expires every day. It used to be 3 times a week. SPX expires every day. It used to be 3 times a week. XSP, which is what I'm going to talk about a little bit later, expires every day. And there may be a couple more, but I know those 3. Anybody in the chat can tell me if anybody else expires every day? I know we've got SPX, SPY, XSP expire every day. Those 3 do. And SPX and SPY have a lot of volume, so it's easier. It's XSP is fine too, to trade those on a daily basis. They expire every single day. So you have people who are now utilizing the strategies of trading those every single day and buying options. Oh, triple Q. All right. Thank you, Miss Deborah. Triple Q. Which does that mean that T triple Q and S triple Q also? S triple Q. That's a question. T triple Q and S triple Q. Do they expire every day as well, or just the triple Q? And what is the triple Q minimal? What's the minor, the small of the triple Q? Maybe it's it's the T triple Q. Do those expire every day as well? Question mark. Because I don't know. You want to look at if you're looking as a buyer and you're buying stocks, you basically are going to buy, not stocks, buying options. I'm only talking about options. I keep saying stocks. I don't know why. That must be sticking in my brain. But if you're buying options, you may buy them hoping for the move to go in the up or down direction, depending on what you bought. If you buy a call going up, buy a put going down, you needed the price to make that move in order for you to get your profits. What works against you as a buyer with 0 DTE? Time. When they say time keeps on slipping, time keeps on slipping through the day, and it slips into the end of the market day. And as time is slipping, your theta is going chum, 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 chum. Theta is eating up those premiums. It may be going in your direction, but if it's not going in the direction you want faster than theta is eating up your premiums, you will still end up not in profit. How do you trade it for less than $100? You can trade as a buyer for less than $100. How is that? Well, you can trade. Maybe XSP has some lesser expensive buying calls, buying put options. Again, price has to move. SPY, you can buy SPY calls and puts, but you got to buy out of the money because $100 first thing in the morning, It won't buy you at the money. It might buy you out of the money a few strikes. It won't buy you at the money. And if you're out of the money, that means you're away from current price, and price has to move further to get you in the money before you start making some profits. Right? It's got to move further for you to get in profit. So when you're buying, you pay for stuff. If it goes your way, you get money. If it doesn't go your way, you lose your money. So if it starts going up and then decides it's going down or going the other way, next thing you know, your money going in the opposite direction. Theta's eating against you. The stock price ain't moving with you. Next thing you know, your money is just flying out the proverbial window. Right? That ain't what we're after. We're not after losing our money. We're not trying to do that. We're not trying to lose our money. No, no, no. Another way you can trade as a day trader with less than $100 is you can be a seller. What is gone, Miss Deborah? You can be a seller of XSP credit spreads. You can be a seller of XSP credit spreads. You could also be a seller of SPY credit spreads. I'll tell you why one of these is probably better than the other. SPX, you need closer to $500 to trade SPX with credit spreads. I haven't really talked much. I have talked on my channel. So if you want to know more about credit spreads, please go check some of my other videos about credit spreads. But I haven't gotten too deep into that. Yes, your money will be gone. There we go. Thank you, Miss Deborah. Yeah, like what's going to be gone? Your money will be gone. Absolutely. So I haven't talked a whole lot about credit spreads on my 2 o'clock lives. Perhaps I'll get into that in subsequent ones. I think I'm at this point, I'm trying to make sure that we're getting a good foundation of options as far as terminology and kind of with the basics and what kind of things we can do. So I'm not trying to get too deep into too many strategies because I want you to have the foundation first. Right? I'm an educator. So the educator lays the foundation brick by brick. And then we start building a building up here. You can't get to strategies up here if you don't even know what a call and a put is. We're just talking in the wind. We got to make sure that we know what we're talking about. Right? So if you trade as a seller of credit spreads, you can do it every day for less than $100. How is that possible? It's possible because XSP and SPY both are one spread. They both have a one spread. Again, I won't get too deep into this to the explaining of credit spreads. Check a video on my channel. But with credit spreads, and you have a one spread, that means the maximum amount of money that you have to leverage, you don't even have to pay it, you leverage like a collateral, like deposit. The maximum amount of money you have to leverage as collateral is $100. You pull in a premium on that, whether that premium is $15, $10, $20, $25. It all depends on where you pick your strikes. Again, works the strategy. You take in money, and the most you need to leverage is that $100 minus whatever you took in premiums. So you can do this every day, especially if you're using a stock that does daily expirations. SPY, SPX are two that you can use. I wouldn't go with SPY. We've done it. I've done it many times, long time. I wouldn't go with SPY because for this very reason. If you're at SPY, well, I got to step back one step. This strategy includes you not wanting price to get to your strike price. As a seller, it's work different than buying. I won't go deep into that because, I want to get anybody confused. But you don't want the price to come to your sell strike price. If you're trading SPY and the price gets close to it at expiration, the broker will close your trade because they're looking at their own risk management, depending on the size of your account and whether you can withhold whatever's going on. Yeah. So SPY, because it has shares, it continues to run even after the market closes. Y'all know SPY, because now you can buy and sell SPY 24 hours. So the stock price of SPY can continue to move even after the market has closed. Well, XSP is cash settled. XSP is cash settled. Cash settled means there are no shares. It's settling up at the end of the trading day. It settles with money. It's cash settled. So if you're in the money, or if your selling strike has done what you wanted it to do, then you're going to get the money. If it has not done what you wanted to do and there's a different place, then you're going to lose the money. But there's no shares. So the broker does not have to close your trade at the end of the day. They can leave your trade going all the way up till the close of the market. So as long as the price is not at your strike price, your sell strike price, then your trade is profitable. And we want Theta DK as a seller. We like Theta as sellers. Theta is our friends. Theta es mi amigo. Theta es mi amiga. Yes, Theta is our friend. Theta is our friend. So we want the Theta to eat up the premiums and dig into those premiums. That's what we want as sellers. Now, this concept is all goes with the strategy, which, again, look on my channel, look at the videos on credit spreads so you can get a better indication of that. All righty. So I've said, how much does it cost you to day trade? You can day trade for as little as $100 a day. Even less. If you buy some super inexpensive shares or options, super inexpensive options, you can actually day trade for even less than that. You can open and close them every day. I would want you to be in a cash account so you don't get the pattern day trader on your broker. Hopefully your broker has a cash account set up. If you're a buyer, I don't suggest being a buyer and a day trader. I know a lot of people do it. Unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people do it. And you know what? I did it. That's how I know. I don't recommend it. I did it before. I was day trading SDS, which SDS is the short of SPY. Day trading that, XSP, doing some things. I made some money and I lost some money, but by the time it's all over, I had lost more money than I won. And I couldn't count on day to day. I couldn't, count on that. So I went back, because I had already been a seller. I went back to selling. I had been selling before. I went back to selling. It's like, oh, I don't know why I ever left you. I never should have left selling. I went back to selling. It was like, okay, this is a lot less stress, a lot less bother, a lot less that I got to focus on. I don't have to watch it all day. Listen, you pick a strike. If it stays away from your strike, you're good to go for the day. You're good to go for the day. So as a buyer, you can do buying for less than $100. Absolutely. Day trading for buying less than $100. You find you some cheap, inexpensive stocks, or you have something that, you're in your cash account, you're going to capture a little small move on something that's popping, then sometimes you can do that, right? But I recommend more so that you do it as a seller of things like XSP, which I'm going to switch over here to talk about XSP. I'm going to take us to the chart. We're going to talk about it in a minute, see if we can even see us a little bit of a credit spread trade for the day. Yeah, see if we can find us something to look at for the day. Yes, I would recommend, if you're going to day trade, that you day trade as a seller. That'll cost you less than $100 because it's a one spread equity and it's cash settled. So you can make 10, 15, 20% coming off of XSP. All right. Let me get us some sharing in here. I'm going to present. I'm taking us now. We are now going into the studio to go to our Thinkorswim broker platform. That's where we're going next. Okay, I need to see this so I can take it where I can see it. We'll take that where I can see it. There we go. I can see what's going on. I need to be able to see what's going on. Okay, this is XSP, right? This is the stock XSP. It is the mini SPX index you see here. It is on Thinkorswim. I know it's on TradeStation. I don't believe it's on Robinhood. I looked for it before and it wasn't there. So I don't believe it's on Robinhood. But Thinkorswim, y'all know Thinkorswim is my place. Woo woo. I like some Thinkorswim. Yeah. So this is where I am. Looking for today to see what you do a quick charting. I do two different ways actually, but let's look at some quick charting here because I've taught y'all about charting. We're charting the high of the day, which is here, 445. We're charting the low of the day, low of the day, which is 443.67. Notice that XSP doesn't trade. It's, this is a $2 wide, which means SPX is only traded about $20 because this is 1/10 of SPX. So SPX is traded only about $20 today. The charts look very much the same because this is the smaller mini. You see where we're up there? Mini SPX index. Mini. If we're looking for some smaller or some other support and resistance, I do think there is something happening in this area. Notice how all these candles have done a little something. So we have, in my opinion, as a charter, I would say 444.82 is also a resistance area. I would have said it's support. Now, 2 o'clock, we just had an announcement. Something happened at 2 o'clock, which is why this candle right here is doing its thing. FOMC minutes, I believe, just came out. FOMC minutes came out. Must have been whatever was said wasn't desirable. But I've also seen sometimes the market will run this right here, will drop really bad, shake out everybody who was in a call or whatever, basically stop everybody out, not everybody. Whoever had stop losses in, it'll stop them out. And then the market will turn and go the other way. We'll see. But this is a 15-minute chart, which means every candle here is 15 minutes. This is what's been going on for the last 15 minutes from 2:15 until now. This candle is still forming, right? Low of the day, like I said, was 443.67. I'm also going to go down to one more smaller time frame to see if anything's happening on the 5-minute chart. One word of caution. When you are trading for the day, you want to know what kind of events are happening that day. You want to know what's going on for the day, right? If you didn't know already, my group, I have a membership where every morning we do a pre-market call. We talk about what is coming up in the market on the calendar, what kind of meetings are happening, who's having earnings, what did the previous day do, what happens generally during this week. We talk about, today, investing.com. We check on to see what kind of things could move the market today, what kind of news has come out that could potentially impact some things. We do all that stuff in the morning. That's part of my membership. We also, on every other Saturday, 2 Saturdays a month, we also do coaching. We do coaching on strategies, different things in our tool bag. We basically shore up our nets. We're shoring up our nets because we out here catching money. We catching dollars in this market, and we shore up our nets so that we can pull in the haul. We're pulling in the fish, baby. Okay, so the last 15 minutes, you see this right here is going and doing its thing. This is all today. I was trying to make this where it could fit in here nicely. Looking for your supports and resistance numbers for the day. When you have these binary events, though, it's always wise to do this right here. Sit back and wait. Sit back and wait and see what shakes out. As sellers, we can get in the market at 355 and still pull money out of the market. Price don't have to move at all. We can get right in on the last minute and make our money in the market as sellers. Buyers can't necessarily do that. Not necessarily, because theta eating on you. With as a seller, we love theta. Theta's our friend. Theta is my friend. Okay, so I'm looking here, and I'm going to caution you to wait till let this settle down. But if I was thinking about the trading, getting strikes above the high and below the low. Now this has been going down since the afternoon. Since before the afternoon. This has been going down since about 11 o'clock. We're looking at the trend. It took a little dip. It went back up a little bit. But the trend for the day has been downward, right? So keep that in mind. Might want to look at something above our 445, above the high of the day as far as a stock goes. Oh, I can't, I was going to write on my screen, but I can't do that because I'm not in Zoom. The high of the day is 445.36. The low would be below the 443. I wouldn't fool up on the bottom just yet. Give it a minute. We still got an hour and a half of market day, and the hour and a half can be against you. You want to be, we're using wise. We're patient and wise. We're using wisdom. So let's look at the trades for today on XSP. I'm looking at something above us, which would be a call credit spread. For those who know about credit spreads, if you're getting above you, looking for something going below, you got a call credit spread. We talked about our, let me quick wheel back. 445.36 is the high of the day. Actually, probably a little bit higher, a few more pennies higher. Let's look at the trade. 445, 446. These are numbers. Let's look at a spread, though, looking at vertical. Looking at the vertical. At 445, 446, the amount of money you can take in with your $100 of leverage is about, let me see, come on. It's about $8 of credit. That's not really desirable at this point. We need a little more volatility to be getting us, because I think we should get at least 10% return on your collateral. So if you can take in $10 or something above that for a credit spread, $10 out of $100 leveraged is a 10% return on your money each day, right? That's each day return on collateral. But because price is a little bit further away from 445 right now and going down, not only is it away from 445, it is going down. Well, now it's starting to turn back. That may be why. Let's look and see if we see any other resistance areas. I see one here. There's all this stuff in here lets us know, but that's 444.82, which still is, 445 would still be the place where you would want to have a strike. You want to be above a resistance zone if you're a seller. You want to be above that. You could say also, I could go down below the opening of the day, 443. So you can maybe go down to 443. We can take a look at it on the put side. If you're below price, expecting price to stay up, you can go with below there, which would be 443. The day has been a kind of consolidation-y day. That's not a word, but it's been consolidating a lot today. Hey there. It's been consolidating a lot today. So 443 would be our support area will be 443. So if we're looking at a vertical, we would want 443 as our main sale leg. Looks like there's not a whole lot of munties there either. $3. This is not looking desirable at this point. And that could be because, first of all, it's been consolidating all day. So it's not really made any moves. Everybody's waiting for this announcement or these meeting minutes that just came out. But it just may be we need a little more volatility for a little more motion. There's something else called iron condors. I'm totally not getting into that on this call because that is the next level to credit spreads. And we hadn't even really talked about credit spreads real good in here. So it can't be taking you to the next, to the balcony if we own the first floor, right? XSP, though, is a place where you would look, and you could look earlier in the day. You're looking at the highs and the low, looking at support and resistance, trying to see what will be good strikes for your credit spreads, right? I also incorporate Delta. I'm not talking about that right now either, but I incorporate Delta on the strategies that I use to see what will be a good strike. All righty. My objective here today was for me to talk about what kind of money does it cost you to be a day trader, and how could you day trade for less than $100? And you can buy calls and puts for less than $100. You can find some stocks you like and do day trades for less than $100. XSP even works. You could open and close those every day. If you're going to do that, I would suggest you do get something in the morning, be able to, hopefully it'll make a pop. You got your technicals together and you got a predefined exit strategy and exit time. You're going to get a pop, a little bit of money or whatever, and you're going to take your money and run. That I would suggest if you're going to be a buyer. But I'm telling you, be very sure that if you're not careful, you will lose your money as a buyer. You'll lose more money than you make. over the course of time. You may say people generally will make, I made a bunch, made of this, made of that. And then a couple days, the next day, generally, it ain't even a couple days, the next day, they lose money because you can get confident in this market and then find out I was too confident. I was too confident. So as a seller, you've got a better chance to be consistent with this. You can be consistent as a seller where you're consistently making, I'm looking up, which is not good. You're consistently making your profits on a daily basis using a stock that has daily expirations that is cash settled, and that is XSP. I'm not making a claim or making a come on, run, go trade SXP. I'm not saying that. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not asking anybody to go buy and do anything. I just have found that XSP is another way to use a small amount of capital to generate a consistent amount of returns. Some people think $10 to $15 a day, $20 a day isn't a lot, but shoot, $20 a day will put gas in your car. It's $20 more than you had, and all you did was sit in your seat, So that 20 today, 20 tomorrow, 20 the next, 5 days later, you $100 in, and you've used the same $100 all week. So you've made $50 or $100 off of $100 that you used as collateral all week, and you've doubled your money potentially in a week, right? Using the same $100 of collateral. Because the second day, you use that same collateral again to enter your trades. The next day, you use the same collateral again, enter your trades, and it just adds up. The compound effect kicks in. Kicks in. The compound effect. All right? All right. Well, I hope this has been of value. Anybody have any questions in the chat? If you do, please ask them. Anybody have any questions in the chat? Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to talk more about XSP. I'm going to talk more about XSP, and I'll most likely talk a little bit more about credit spreads. If you have not yet, go on into my channel and look for the credit spreads video so you can see a little bit more about what credit spreads are. They're verticals. You may see them called vertical spreads. You may see them called credit spreads. They have a few different names, right? Go ahead and look that up. So I'm Arlissa. We talked about that. YouTube channel, if you haven't subscribed, please go and subscribe, or go ahead and subscribe to that channel. You can find me in all the places on social media as Educator to Trader. You can find me in all the spots. I have a Facebook group you can join if you're interested in doing that, Educator to Trader. Go ahead and find it and send a request to join, and I'll look at it. You answer the 3 questions and I'll let you in there. If you have some topic you think we ought to discuss, definitely type, let me know, send me a message, make a comment to the video or whatever. Pass the videos on to your friends so we can grow our channel. We do have options 411 for newbies coming up July 18th and 19th. If you'd like for us to go a little deeper dive, you want to get a little broader introduction to options, please sign up for that. That's running, the scroll is running across the bottom, the little ticker, telling you that July 18th and 19th, you can join our Options 411 for newbies. It's a 2-day boot camp. You get a good introduction into options and into selling options for sure, because that's really what we do is we're selling our options. My watch is having a conversation, which I don't know why she's trying to talk. We're not talking about that. Yeah, I think that's everything. It threw me off. All the things. Membership, I mentioned that already. If you want to be somebody who hangs out with us in the mornings, we have an exclusive Telegram group where we all trade together. We do coaching. I said every other week we do coaching, and we hang out because trading can be lonely. We don't want anybody to be alone in this, pushing your buttons, making sure that you feel confident in what you're doing in your strategy. We want to provide confidence. So we're all there to help. We all trade in there together. I think that's everything. Okay. I will see you all again tomorrow I'll see you again tomorrow at the 2 o'clock live. 2 o'clock live. I got to get me a song. Got to get me a 2 o'clock live song. Welcome to 2 o'clock live. I don't think I have a radio voice. I talk too fast. All right, y'all. We will see you later. We do 2 things in this group here. We stay green and we get this money. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.